The future looks quite bleak as far as Christianity is concerned, true Christianity, conservative Christianity. If you're willing to water it down with a lot of the ideas of the world, then it's not an issue. But for people who really want to hold on to biblical truth, I think it looks very, very gray in the future. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day today. Baby crying in the background. She likes fussing. Lately she's been fussing a little bit more for some reason. Not quite sure what's up. She does have red hair, so that could contribute to the factor. Anyway, today is a beautiful day. It is September 9th. We are officially in this country for 35 years. Oh, not this country. I guess I'm in the States right now, but we moved to Canada on September 9th, 1988. So it's a bit of a milestone, 35 years today. I don't think it was this time of day. I actually don't know what time of day we flew. I have no idea. I know there's a picture of us with all our luggage standing in front of the house, and it was still daylight out, so we didn't come at night, I guess. But I don't know what time we landed. I'm not sure. I guess I could ask somebody. So, but anyway, today is that day, and as we look at moving out of Canada, that day is approaching very soon for us. I don't know how long till we'll be back. We are very seriously looking at moving outside of Canada, at least for the foreseeable future. See if we can find a better life, better spiritual life for our children, and also better farming opportunities. They don't seem to exist like they did once upon a time. Neither one of them. The future looks quite bleak as far as Christianity is concerned, true Christianity, conservative Christianity. If you're willing to water it down with a lot of the ideas of the world, then it's not an issue. But for people who really want to hold on to biblical truth, I think it looks very, very gray in the future. And then as far as farming is concerned too, I've talked to so many farmers across Canada and the States and other people as well, and it don't look bright. There's just not enough money in the game anymore. Costs are too high. So we are on a search for something else, and that's going to take us overseas. We're going to unravel more of those plans as we go. But let you know, I mean, we do have some ideas, but there's also things that we're not sure of yet. We're still working on and exploring and talking to different people and getting different options. So if I think over the last 35 years, a lot has changed. Obviously, I came as a little kid, but you know, I wasn't farming back then, and I wasn't concerned about my religious freedoms, but we had them. Things were different, and a lot has changed, especially in the last 5 years. And if I look for it with a view to the future, you read some of the articles. I probably read too much, maybe. Some people don't at all. But if you really look into what's being planned by the people that run the world, I guess, it doesn't look that great for Christianity in the Western world. So where does that take us? Time will tell. I do believe, 100% believe, there are places in the world that are better still today. I also don't believe we are quite at the end yet. A lot of people say, well, hey, if we're at the end, it's going to be bad for Christians everywhere in the world. And I also believe that. I agree with that. And the tribulation will come to God's people. We will go through the fire, if you will. But I don't believe we're there yet. We're getting there. We're getting closer every day. But I don't see that in the next 5-10 years yet. And historically, God has always provided a safe place for his children somewhere in the world, and I believe that place exists. Now, I cannot say with certainty where that place is, because obviously I don't live anywhere other than here, but there's stirrings and there's rumors, and there's, yeah, you hear things. So we're heading in a direction that many people may not agree with, but we feel is best for our family. And we might change our mind. That's why I'm not saying too much yet, because we might change our mind. I honestly don't know 100% yet. But I don't feel it's in this country anymore, and it's sad. It's truly too bad. Canada and the States, both countries were founded on Christian principles. They were the countries that people fled to escape religious persecution and to receive freedom, to finally be able to own land and prosper and farm and raise their children free from fear of government or tyranny. These countries were beautiful, amazing, and home of freedom for I don't know, over 200 years. And sadly, that is coming to an end. Has it ended? No. Do we still have a lot of freedoms? Yes, absolutely. Do we still have it better than a lot of people in the world? Absolutely, we do. But I look at the direction we're going. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the here and now. To me, that's too narrow-minded. I'm looking towards the future. I'm looking for my children. The greatest thing for my wife and I to do would just be stay right where we are. We had a beautiful farm. We had everything going well for us. You know, we're making money. We have everything we need. But that's selfish. That's very narrow. I'm looking to the future. What are the options for my children? What does their future hold? And then it becomes kind of unclear. I don't see that same future for them that we had. And that's what we're after. So you could say it's selfless, I guess. That's what we're aiming for anyway, to put ourselves last and say, okay, what's best for their generation? Where can they be fruitful and prosper, both as Christians and as farming individuals, both as families and as individuals. What are the best options? And that's what we're looking for. So yeah, 35 years, quite a milestone, I think. And it's been a great country all in all. But it's the time has come to move on, and we're looking for greener pastures until the day of our Lord does come. All right, we are parked to the side of the road voluntarily, not because anything bad happened. We wanted to really badly, and I still do, want to go check out the Ark and the Creation Museum. Now we also got thinking that we're kind of running low on time. We got to get, well, paperwork's almost done. We're just waiting for the last few things here now. We sent some stuff away, got that done. When that comes back, then we're planning on heading overseas. And we got some stuff we need to do yet in Canada, including our the house that we picked up this spring. There's some issues with the well, so we'd kind of like to take care of that, get that all done, as well as some stuff we have in storage we got to take care of and visit a couple people. So we're starting to wonder if the sense of going south again back into the States makes any sense, or maybe we should just head north, take care of this stuff, and then by the time we're done taking care of everything, the paperwork should be ready to go, and then we'll just get on the plane and go. So plus winter's coming, yada yada. We got a ways off for that yet, but kind of wondered what to do. So we're probably going to head north instead. We'll figure that out today, but I think we're going to head north back into Canada instead and get started on some of that stuff. We're still a holiday along the way, of course. We're not in any kind of a rush. We are pulled over here though, because this is a beautiful sandy beach. So two and a half months ago we drove past this spot. We never stopped, but right now we're thinking about stopping. Well, we are stopped. I think the kids are getting their swimming stuff on. It's not quite as hot as it could be, but it is a nice day, and I think it should be fun. We'll try out this water and see how cold it is. Hopefully it's not too bad, and we can spend some time in the sunshine here, and then carry on up the road in a little bit. Oh, we've been hanging out on the beach here for a while. Personally, I think it's way too cold in the water, but the sand is really kind of neat. The seagulls don't seem to mind one bit. I think it's a nice day. And so do the kids. They've got all sorts of stuff built the whole town here. That's my mountain. I built that mountain, eh?
I'm making it a spell.
All sorts of stuff. It's always fun in the sand. And here, look at this. They called me down here. What are you in, a car? That's your tractor. Who built that? Even got knobs on the tires. You're not moving too fast.
It got stuck in the mud. See, it's spinning.
What's this? Is it a hitch?
Yeah.
It's not centered. That's all right, though. That's cool. Good job, guys.
They're doing a pipe over there.
Always fun in the sand. One thing we discussed over here, it's really strange, this sand. If you listen. I don't know if that came on camera or not, but it makes this squeaking noise, and I've never seen sand do that. So I was thinking maybe there's like a rubber factory on this lake somewhere, little chunks of it washed onto the shore. I don't really understand. It's quite strange that there's a squeak to this. I've never seen that or heard that on sand. What do you guys all got cooked up? Did you?
Yeah. He came right up to us.
Oh, really?
There
you go. Might be just a young one, maybe.
I just about caught
Could be.
I just about caught seagull.
It's a beautiful day. The water's so clear. But like I said, it's very, very cold here.
Can you come?
All right, you done your chores? Time to get out of the tractor. That would be too bad if that happens to the tractors every time we need to get out of them. That would be expensive. This person's flying a kite. I haven't done that for a few years. They made a dress this time. Means he's got a dress on. Stuck in there. Fun. On our way back up to Sault Ste. Marie and into Canada again. Beautiful piece of farmland here in upper Michigan. Nice and flat in this area. Beautiful day as well, of course, it always helps. This is going to be historically significant. Like I said earlier, 35 years ago we moved to Canada in 1988. September 9th is today. This video will be posted probably in a few days, but we're going to go back into Canada. We've changed our minds. We're not going to head south, do the Arc. Maybe some other day we'll come back and do that. We're going to head up north again, back into Canada. So 35 years ago today, I entered Canada for the very first time in my life, and now we're going to enter Canada. Now, is that really significant? Nah, maybe not. It's just kind of neat playing with numbers like that sometimes. Again, beautiful spots, nice farms. I love to find, 400 or 500 acres of this somewhere or more. Our goal long term is to help our children, all of them, farm. My one grandfather did that for all of his sons. I'm assuming he helped his daughters too. I don't actually know. But we would like to be able to do the same thing. We're not planning on retiring or, spending all that money on ourselves. I guess we work for our children, and that's our goal, is to help them succeed in life, whatever it is that they would like to do. We don't believe in giving anything for free. I think I've said this before. But we work as a family unit. The children are very much invested in the family business. We've kind of raised them and planned it that way. And we'll continue to do that. And as such, as they each come to age, we also would like to help them out with whatever it is they would like in life. At this point, that's agriculture. They would all like to farm. And we're going to do our best to help them out with that. One piece of farmland for each. So if we could scoop up somewhere around 4,000 acres of land and be able to divide that into 10 400-acre farms, that would be ideal. Is it going to happen? I don't know yet. We'll see. Time will tell. We are ambitious people and hardworking people, and with God's will, we'll make that happen. But some of them may not want to farm. Some of them may want to do something different, and so we will do our best to assist them in that avenue and get them going. So that's our goal, I guess. Interesting here, I find in the States, you get lots of signs like this, big giant signs all over the place for advertisements. I don't feel like we see them quite the same as they do have them here north of the border. On another note, originally we were thinking of keeping the motorhome, leaving it here in Canada for when we come back. That's kind of silly at the same time. So we're probably going to put this thing for sale. If any of you happen to wish to buy this motorhome, please reach out to us and let us know. Or if you happen to be in Ontario somewhere and you know someone else that would like a motorhome, please let them know. It's been a great home for us. A lot of great travels. Obviously, we've had some downsides as well as far as mechanical concerns, but we've got them fixed as far as I know. And yeah, it should be good for many years now with a brand new engine in it. Now we're out of the farmland, back into some trees. Here's the thing that people don't seem to understand either, is that the farmland we just drove through would have looked just like this once upon a time. Which therefore means that this land that I'm now driving through, this bush, can also be turned into a farm. And I think people have failed to realize that. Most people are too lazy, myself included. We're too lazy to go into this bush with an axe and start making farmland. But there are ways of doing it, and people do it. They turn unproductive bush into farms all the time. And you drive through Canada, you drive through the States as we have, you can clearly see that anybody that says we're running out of farmland and we don't have enough room to feed all the people on the planet, no, that's just utter nonsense. God's plan is still the right, and God said be fruitful and multiply. He didn't say be worried about feeding the people. There is piled and piled and piles of unused land that can easily be more productive. If you look in here between the roads, look how much room is in here, and start thinking about how many miles of this we drive by every day that is not used for anything other than weeds. If you want it, you could grow food in that. Same thing goes for everybody's front lawn and back lawn. We spend thousands of dollars manicuring a piece of grass and cutting it, and spraying it, and everything else. You could be growing food in that, vegetables, right? Root crops, berries along the fences. There's lots of things you could be doing. It'd be beautiful gardens to look at, and you'd have food. We are not running out of land, contrary to what some experts may tell you. There is tons of land available, and it just needs to be used better. And then the food that we have needs to be distributed better so they can make it to the people that need it. It's something we've said over and over and over driving across Canada. There is millions of acres of land available. It's just covered in trees. We need to find somebody willing to tackle it and farm it. This looks like a bit of swampy land here. Beautiful. Anyways, we're going to carry on cruising. About 20 minutes from Sault Ste. Marie. I got a few things to do here. I got to go to AutoZone and O'Reilly's yet, return a few things. We don't have those in Canada, so I got to take care of that this side of the border. We really wanted to look at the lock system there that they have as well in the Sault. The big boats and stuff go through, and you can see that better from the American side, so we'd like to check that out as well. And who knows, we might come up with something else. Oh, I gotta pay for the bridge.
Just go right around it.
So we got some sad emotions here, leaving the States again. We enjoyed our time here. I think that was the Dutchman, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the Dutchman.
We enjoyed our time here in the States, and actually we went across last week, and we were so glad to get back to the States again. So we're not super thrilled about going back to Canada, but it's only temporary until we get the last things figured out. And then we leave again, possibly for good. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we may come back on a holiday or something like that, but we are seriously looking at emigrating out of Canada. So we'll see how that works, and we're going to take you guys along for that. So the next, weeks, well, not weeks, the next months to a year is going to really dictate where we end up, what we find. We'll explain everything to you guys, the reasons for our choices, and why we're doing what we're doing, what we feel is the best choices for the future, all of that stuff. I'm told to show you this boat. That is a pretty neat boat.
Is it coming in to the lock?
I think it is, yeah.
No, we could have seen it while we were down there.
Yeah, there was nowhere to park down there though. These are beautiful locks. So we just drove down on that road there, along the locks. But there really wasn't anywhere to park this big motorhome. I have to say it's beautiful here. Look how clear it is in this one and how dirty it is in the middle one. Is that just because they're working on it?
I think so, yeah.
Anyway, about halfway across this bridge, we enter the Canadian portion of the bridge, and we will give our passports one more time and enter Canada. How do you feel about that?
I don't like being negative. I don't know. It is what it is. I just look at this side of the border and it's like so nice and clean, and then I go on that side of the border and the city's like falling apart and dingy. And
You're just talking specifically about Sault Ste. Marie.
Sault Ste. Marie, but in general, yeah, I don't know. Canada is not what it used to be when we were kids, and I see like the States is a little bit behind that, I guess. So it was a little bit more of a breath of fresh air being there.
It's still a little bit better than what we have now in Canada.
Yeah, for sure. I think Canada is a troubled country.
Well, the farther we slept from God, the farther, the worse it's going to get. And I would say Canada has slipped from God farther than the States has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which may be a reason why Canada's in worse shape.
That could be. Yep, for sure.
Alright, here we cross finally again into, well, we are in Canada now technically. Still on the bridge. The border and immigration's down at the bottom of this hill. So anyway, mixed feelings. It is, I've told you, it's been my home here for 35 years now today. I've just crossed the border again. And first time I did that as a little child 35 years ago. It's been a great home. It's given us everything I have. If I hadn't moved to Canada, I would have never met my wife. We wouldn't have our wonderful children. And both of our lives would be vastly different than they are now. So there's lots to be thankful for, and we should never look at the fact that the glass is half empty. Just remember it's half full. But having said that, the direction this country's in, as I've said already to you a couple times today, we don't like the direction it's headed, and we're uncomfortable with it, and we're looking for better alternatives for our family. How are you? Pardon me? Pack them off to Manitou on Island. This last time, just 3 days, I think. Nothing. Nope. Hi, beautiful.
You gonna try, Mom?
Hi, beautiful. You having fun?
Good job. Good.
You just love it in there, don't you?
Alright, gotta watch it.
Happy baby. This world we live in is getting just dumber and dumber. I went to bring some donation items, get some clothing that we're not wearing anymore. There's a DVD player that we never used, came with the motorhome, stuff like that. Bring it to a store here that takes secondhand stuff, and I asked them if they would be interested. Oh yeah, they'd be very interested in taking this stuff, but needed to be in a box. Can you put it in a box? I said, well, I'm in a motorhome, so I don't really have a box handy. Oh yeah, that's a problem. She says, we don't have any boxes here either. And I'm like thinking, like, this is dumb. Who cares? I got it in a bag. This is the bag in question. It's got some nice items in it. She says, she's got an idea. I can walk half a block down here to the Tractor Supply place. They would probably have a box that I could use, and then I could do it. And I'm like, you want me to walk all the way over there to get a free box so that I can put this stuff in it and walk all the way back here to give you this stuff? Like, that just seems like the totalest boneheaded thing to do. Like, it would be easier for me, I said, to just go out and dump it in the trash can. Yeah, it would, she said. I don't understand this world anymore. So now they can't take this stuff. I'm like, well, how come you can't take it in a bag? Well, because it doesn't stack. It would fall over. It wouldn't be safe or whatever. I don't know, some dumb reason. It doesn't make any sense to me, this world anymore. Like, common sense. There's a couple of nice sweaters in here, a couple of nice kid clothes items in here, a really good DVD player. Everything in there is great and good. And you could sell it or give it to somebody. But because I don't have a cardboard box, you can't take it. While we're on the rants today, this pot is driving me nuts. These people smoking marijuana all over the place. In the States, a lot of the states it's legal too. Here in Canada, it's legal coast to coast. Absolutely disgusting. We just rolled in here to Tim Hortons parking lot here, gonna grab myself an ice cap, and I see these kids pulling out of the parking lot, smoking their drugs in the car, pulling onto the highway. So they're sharing the highway with us. They're impaired because they're on drugs, and we're forced into smelling this garbage. Once again, just a clear sign of the country just going down the tubes. Why on earth would we legalize drugs in the first place? I just don't. This country is void of common sense.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong.